And as we move on to the next, I still want to say this, though. We saw flashes of Travis Hunter being great. And still I walked away and said, what if he only played offense? He had a couple plays in that game where you're like, holy shit, whoa, this guy's dynamic. Why does he only touch the ball 4 or 5 times a game? The guy, he's dynamic. It's unbelievable to me. I just don't get it.
I agree with you on that. And let's circle back to the Travis Hunter discussion. I want to give Trevor Lawrence proper due. He had 54 yards rushing last night on 10 attempts, 2 touchdowns rushing. He threw a touchdown pass, 221 passing yards, 18 for 25, 1 pick. It was his 26th birthday. He's only the second quarterback to win Monday Night Football on his birthday. Richard Todd of the New York Jets did it in 1984. It's amazing he's only 26. He's one of these guys that already feels like he's been around forever. And this is year 5 for him. And I think what makes last night significant is part of the narrative of Trevor Lawrence is, and this is true of Tua Tagovailoa, this is true of other quarterbacks. And look, they both, Trevor and Tua, have gotten high-end contracts. But at a certain point, you just kind of are what you are. Jimmy Garoppolo, kind of that thing. You found where you fit in the hierarchy of quarterbacks. There's no shame in being a guy that there's only 15 others that do it better than you, or 12 others, or 18 others, wherever you fit. But you are who you are. You're not going to have some sudden resurgence, and you're going to be a top 3 guy. Maybe one of these days they'll put enough other players around you that you can get to a Super Bowl, even if you're not the one who's carrying them. And with Trevor Lawrence, and I think this is where you nailed it. We're used to the Jaguars losing there, and we're used to the Chiefs winning there. And when you have a night like that that turns everything on its head, you start thinking about guys differently. I remember when the narrative for Tony Romo was he'll always find a way late in a game to blow it. Once you flip that, then everybody starts thinking of you differently. So when you get in those moments, and I had a player tell me once, when you're down on the field and you get into crunch time with the Cowboys late, there's kind of a vibe. Hey, Tony Romo is going to screw something up. Everybody feels it. So once you flip it, the next time around, you don't feel that. And this is where it helps the Jaguars, because you come out of this game not just with a win, but with this idea that, hey, we got a guy who can find a way. We got a guy who's going to make a play when everything goes sideways. We got a guy who's not going to give up when he makes a mistake or when there's a bad call where we get screwed on an interception and there should have been pass interference. So I think that, to me, is that intangible positivity that comes out of this. Beyond the win, this is a narrative changer for Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars. And here they are 4-1. Hell, it was 9 days ago. Chiefs and the Ravens equally desperate. Got to avoid falling to 1-3. Oh, the Chiefs are back. Oh, they're not back. And now they're going to be even more desperate on Sunday Night Football when the Lions come to town. Best team in the NFL right now. Spoiler alert, they're going to be number 1 in the power rankings this week because the 2 teams in front of them lost. The Bills and the Eagles lost. The Lions are the top dogs again. Chiefs are going to have their hands full on Sunday night, and they got a short week. So, I think that's the significance of this game. We should view the Jaguars differently, and we're in the process of reconsidering how we view the Chiefs.
I agree 100%, and I think the way Liam Coen is playing the game offensively is helping Trevor Lawrence out. So, as we watch that game and they go down 14-zip, and you look and we're like, okay, one quarterback threw the ball 40 times, one quarterback threw the ball 25 times. I think instantly we think, well, Kansas City came out and went up, so Jacksonville probably had to throw the ball. Nope. Jacksonville still ran the ball, whether that was with Trevor Lawrence, whether that was with Etienne, and they didn't tell Trevor Lawrence, like, hey, we're going to change this game. We're going to go back and just drop back pass and pass. and they stuck to their game plan. I think that's what Liam Coen has done for this team. He's made it that Trevor Lawrence is playing a certain style of game. And I think one of the things that will continue to happen is people will talk about Trevor Lawrence in a certain light, because I don't think the game will ever turn into where we've watched some of these other quarterbacks where they go and it's just like whatever is needed, you can go do. I remember playing in games and it was like, hey, this defense is so good in the middle and in the run game, we're going to have to throw the ball 50 times to win. And Bill would turn to Tom in the captain's meeting and go, that's going to be you. You're going to have to control everything in this game. And Tom like, cool. And he would go do it. You throw the ball 50 times, run 9 times, and you go win a football game. That's not everybody's style. And I think for Jacksonville, they have realized that's not their style. That's not the way Trevor Lawrence is built. That's not what he's going to do best. He's going to be able to be a part of the running game. So when you look up and you're like, well, Etienne didn't have a big game, only 49 yards rushing, but then you add in to Trevor Lawrence, 54 yards rushing, and you look up and you go, wow, Jacksonville was able to run the football. That's the difference in the game for them, of being able to run the ball and not throw it as much as some teams would have thought they would have done going down in the game. So I think they have figured out how to make Trevor Lawrence be the best quarterback he can be for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I think sometimes you're like, I think we found the formula, but you're not 100% sure. And then you go and you beat the Kansas City Chiefs on a Monday night, and now you come back in and you're like, we found our formula. This is what we need to do to win. Everyone has to now double down on it. The defense has to continue to create takeaways, leading the lead in takeaways. Like, that's how we go win football games. And now that's not just what the coaches think. That's what the players believe, and they're playing towards that. And I think we're going to see Jacksonville get better week after week after week and try to put themselves in that contender conversation.
Oh, and by the way, Sunday, 1 o'clock Eastern, the Seahawks visit the Jaguars. It's going to be one of the most compelling games of the day. 3-2 Seattle, narrow loss to the Bucs on Sunday. Jaguars riding high at 4-1 and trying to build on what has been a surprising start to the season, and should have Liam Coen as one of the early favorites for Coach of the Year. To come in there cold with a team that had fallen apart, and to get them to 4-1 and on a collision course with the Colts. Jaguars right now, the class of the AFC South, and both 4-1 through 5 games.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.